Welcome to A Single Light. Isaac Asimov said, "There is a single light of science, and to brighten it anywhere is to brighten it everywhere." Join Jennifer and Maddy as they shine that light on the wonders of the universe. Whether you're a lifelong science enthusiast or just love learning something new, you're in the right place.
Hello, explorers. Welcome back. Before we begin, I just wanted to say that if you like these videos, we would love if you interacted with them, whether that be hearting the video, commenting below, or subscribing to our channel. These interactions can help us be seen by a wider group of new explorers. Now that that's out of the way, onto the video.
Welcome back to part 2 of our interview with Seth Shostak. In the last session, we learned about how Seth got started with SETI, the role SETI plays in the search for life beyond Earth, and whether aliens have visited Earth. Today we will discuss more aliens. Who doesn't love talking about aliens? And get some advice for anyone who would like to someday be an astrobiologist or work at SETI. If I was younger, my hand would be raised.
Hey, explorers! Welcome back. This is part 2 of our interview with Seth Shostak. Man, I can never pronounce that poor man's name without slithering my S's. Sorry, Seth. Anyways, we broke this up into 2 parts due to it being a great interview, but us wanting to keep the time that you have to listen to things still down to our regularly scheduled programs. Hence, 2 parts. Anyways, let's keep going. So here's a fun question from my end. What, if you know any, what are some programs for younger children that can get them into astronomy or SETI in general, like that introduces them to astrobiology and SETI?
Yeah, well, if you're talking about younger kids, I mean, if you're talking about, I don't know, elementary school, middle school, even high school, probably the best thing to do is just to have them study, the fundamental disciplines like physics, like chemistry, and like mathematics. I mean, that's what you need. If you want to get a job in this area, you have to get an advanced degree. So either a master's or a PhD, because it's very competitive. And to do that, you have to stay in school for a while. And, as a kid, I didn't want to stay in school, but fortunately, somebody forced me to, namely my mom. So that paid off in the long run.
That sounds about right. Mothers everywhere. Stay in school and my mother said the same thing. She's like, just finish school. I don't care what you get your diploma in, just get a diploma in something.
Right.
Okay, well, I was going to add on to that to saying what advice you would give high school or college students, but it sounds like you did that already. So, do you guys ever do internships through SETI or anything like that?
There are internships, mostly during the summer. We have programs, uh, in particular, something called REU, that's research experience for undergraduates. And it's sponsored, at least in part, I think, by NASA. So in the summers, we typically get 20, maybe 30 undergraduate students from various schools, universities, colleges, and so forth that spend the summer working on some project. They get put under in the care, I should say, of one of the scientists at the Institute. And they work on a project for this summer, then write it up. So we do some of that, and that's good. But, that's a very, very limited number of people.
Right. Well, that's true. Well, I did my summer internship at Caltech with USGS, so I can say that it definitely, it can be a very valuable experience to do something like that. And
well, and not only that, you could enjoy all the exquisite restaurants of Pasadena.
Yes, I lived in Southern California, so Pasadena wasn't that far away from me. So, but yes, that is true. I did enjoy Pasadena very much. But yeah, so great. I guess I'm next. Oh, okay. So we're gonna move into more of the fun, casual stuff. Um, I know that you guys talk about movies on Big Picture Science, and things like that. Do you watch a lot of movies of alien type
Well,
movies?
yeah, I try and keep up with them. I mean, they seem to come in waves. Right? There'll be a couple of years where there are a lot of alien films, and then aliens are on the outs, and suddenly there are no more alien films, and they've moved on to something else for a while. But aliens always come back. I mean, from the standpoint of Hollywood, aliens are great because you usually have them as bad guys. I mean, there are a few good aliens like little ET, but most of the aliens are bad.
Yes.
What do you? Yes, is he
Oh,
hiding in your backyard there, Maddy?
no.
Jen
Uh,
Jen can't stand ET. She cries whenever it happens, and she said we're not allowed to bring it up anymore.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you did, so yay!
Well, little ET. When you look at him, actually, it's pretty obvious what the filmmakers were trying to do there, because little ET is nothing but a baby. It's a baby, right? It's got big eyes, big head compared to his body, and that sort of thing. So it's just a human baby with more wrinkles, which of course appeals to the audience. That sort of thing. I mean, real aliens might not look anything like ET, but on the other hand, when a lot of kids see that movie, some of them are going to study astronomy or whatever and get involved in this field. So that's a good thing.
Yes. So I was wondering if any of the movies are, I don't know, somewhat accurate at all, or are all alien movies just being fanciful? Do they have any science behind them that you've noticed?
Well, they sometimes they pretend to. I actually have been involved in a program that I think it was started by people at the National Science Foundation, but I'm not sure anymore. Anyhow, they would fly me around, to they would fly me to mostly to L.A. and advise on films involving, the search for life in space. And what it really meant was that normally somebody would hand me a script, right, and say, redline this, and I would just read through it, and I would try and correct all the elementary uh, science errors, if you will, and that made it slightly more accurate in terms of the science. But of course, nobody goes to the movies to get a science education, right? I go because I like
Yes, Jen,
buttered.
stop going to the movies for science.
Yes. Well, I go for the buttered popcorn, but in any case, they, I think that they still do that. Although I haven't heard from them in a while, but I think they probably still do that. And it's just so they don't make such an obvious error in the science that the 1-2% of the movie audience doesn't start moaning and groaning during the showing of the film and say, that's just such nonsense. So they try and avoid that.
Okay. Very cool. Oh, Maddy, you're next. Oh, we asked that question.
Yeah, I was going to say you asked that question a little while ago.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll move on to the next question. So,
I'll answer it again, though.
oh, well, it's whether or not aliens have visited, as they so often do
okay.
in the movies. So,
well, I just heard the doorbell here, so maybe.
Oh.
On the upside, I think we only have like one question left, which is nice.
So, yes, well, we didn't know how long this was going to take. But my last question is, what is the biggest unanswered question in the field of astrobiology today?
Well, I think the obvious one is there any other life besides the life we know about here on Earth? And, that's what makes, for example, the search for life on places like Mars so relevant here, because, if there's life on Mars, and there may be, or maybe there once was, then it's going to be microbial life. There probably isn't anything much bigger than, what you'd require a microscope to see. But even if it's only microbes, it's sort of Martian bacteria. If we were to find that, we would say, okay, look, the importance here is not that these are nifty these are microscopic life forms that we're going to put in some sort of zoo somewhere, bacteria from Mars over in this cage and that kind of thing. It's that it means that if life could get started on Earth and also on Mars, then it probably has gotten started in a lot of places, and there's probably a lot of life out there. So it would be a very interesting and important discovery. We haven't made it yet. Maybe we'll never make it, but I'm optimistic and think we will.
I know, I could say, do you think it's going to happen in your lifetime? But I guess a more accurate question is, do you think it might happen in our lifetime? Maddy's only 30, so,
I'm not 30 yet.
Almost 30.
Oh.
Don't age me up quite quickly.
Okay. Well, don't turn 30. That's my advice to you, Maddy. Just
I wish I could stop that.
Yeah, stop it now if you can.
Well, if 1,000 of youth, let me know.
Okay, maybe it's the right diet. I don't know. Yeah, well, I think we will. Is the answer to Jennifer's question: are we likely to find ET soon, or in my lifetime, your lifetime, whatever? And I've had a sort of a long-standing bet that I make with audiences that I might speak to, that we will find ET by the year 2035 or thereabouts, or I'll buy them a cup of Starbucks. So that's the degree to which I consider this a serious bet.
All right, I'm going to put that on my calendar for sure.
You might get a cup of coffee.
All right. And that's after that asteroid was maybe supposed to hit us in 2029. So, going to do that close flyby. So,
yeah. There are always rocks threatening the Earth. I think they have it in for Earth.
Yes. Well, they have it in for all those planets. Jupiter didn't fare very well, and sometimes it's
yeah. Of course,
maybe it's the aliens. They're nunchucking rocks at us instead.
Maddie,
like, stop calling us.
Yeah, you didn't see Moonfall, or else you would not be wondering about that. Don't see Moonfall; it's absolutely horrible. But they tried to crash into us. Yeah, it started out so good, and then it just did a 180-degree plot turn that you were like, I didn't see that coming, and that's highly unlikely. Anyway, but I won't give any spoilers in case people haven't seen Moonfall, but you don't have to see it.
All right.
I can't recommend it at all. So, all right.
On that basis, I'll try and go there tonight. Yep.
Okay, for sure. Be sure. I'm sure it's on YouTube or something. I mean, it's not a new movie, but
just remember, you get all the buttery popcorn you want.
That's right. Just remember when you're being like, "Oh my goodness," that I said not to watch it. So, for sure, it was crazy.
I'll try and remember and not curse you out silently.
Exactly.
Saying I should watch this film.
You'll be like, "Oh, this is what Jennifer was talking about." Oh my goodness. Anyway, so yeah, it was pretty wild. All right, Maddy, do you have anything else you want to ask?
Not off the top of my head. What about you, Jen?
Nope. I think we've hit the 30-minute mark, so I think that's a really great time to say, Seth, we are honored to have talked to you today.
Well, it's been my pleasure, ladies, and I have to say, there's no reason for you to be honored, but like that.
Jen was very, very happy about this, so thank you for making her day.
Yes, okay. You definitely made my day.
Thank you all for joining us again. And we want to give a big thanks to Seth for giving us this interview, even though we're really new to this. We appreciate that he put time out of his day, and we hope we'll be able to bring you guys more interviews with experts. Can't wait to see you guys in the next session. Bye-bye!